no, I get it, is woo-woo. You either believe in it or you don't, or you do believe in it because everyone talks about it and says it's work for them, so it should work for you too. In this video, I will explain the science base behind manifestation and explain why your manifestation hasn't been working. Because manifestation is a skill, and like all other skills, it can be built. Remember to stay until the end where I break down exactly the practical steps you can do to build up that skill and become your own dream girl, live your dream life. Hi friends, my name is Anne. My channel is where I hold your hands to become your own dream girl, improve relationship with yourself and everyone else. Manifestation is not what you think it is. Dr. Maxwell Maltz in his book Psycho-cybernetics has been talking about manifestation since the 60s as a way of life, a habit that helps everyone tap into their undiscovered potential, but it's not what you have been hearing about. Simple enough, he says, it's a successful feeling where you routinely and habitually recall and re-experience the moments of success. And by doing so, you feel at your best and make this winning feeling your base just by going back to this feeling as often as you want to. And you are probably doing that already, just for failure. If you cannot move on from that one random embarrassment last 2 days, 2 weeks ago, and cannot fall asleep because of that, you feel your heart racing all over again, your face red and hot, you just jitter all over again. You are creating the muscle memory for failure. Science has shown that our brain can distinguish reality and something vividly imagined. And the key word is vividly. Simply think about the event of success won't do much. You have to really soak it in by feeling your heart pacing, your hands a little sweaty, and a big, huge smile on your face. After getting the best grade for an exam you thought you failed, or after delivered a great presentation and everybody cheers you up. After gather all the courage you have to hit the send button for a job application and feel a big weight lift off your shoulder. Recall that moment as often as you should and also really soak it in your body. You are teaching your brain that you are a successful person, and that's the proof. That's your reality. And here's the twist: now that you are familiar with that success feeling by reliving the successful moment in the past over and over again, you can keep that same body feeling when you think about future events and even about your future self as a successful person. It's about creating the muscle memory in the brain and your body to the feeling of success. Feelings are not set in stone, but set in context. Have you watched Inside Out? Great movie. I really loved it. There we learn that the context influences which emotions should step in and let us feel what we feel and dictate our emotion accordingly. But here's something that's not quite correct. The body does react to social cues, but the mind can actively decide which emotions to assign to that bodily reaction. Depends on the negative or successful thinking habit. Funny enough, nervousness and excitement have the same physical body reaction. You feel a pit in your stomach, your hands are numb and you are fidgeting. The interpretation is in the context. If you're about to get on a plane to go somewhere new and check off your travel bucket list, you are probably excited. And if you are sitting a difficult exam, you are nervous. But then again, if you know you are well prepared, you are excited all over again. Fun, right? The negative or failure mindsets tend to exaggerate the context and underestimate your capability. The success habit, on the other hand, focuses primarily on positive elements and even more so interpret everything as an opportunity. Let's take dating as an example. Imagine the first date with someone you met online and vibe with. Pause this video right here and pay attention to what you are imagining you would feel. If your answer is nervous and shy, girl, you need to sit down. Exactly that is why your manifestation doesn't work. You are just attached to the outcome of a good first date and call it manifestation, but exaggerating the unknown factors and completely underestimating yourself and ignoring successful events you have experienced in the past. And here's the real context. The first date is just you meeting with somebody else, probably doing something you have done 1,000 times before. Going for a walk, a coffee, dinner, You are hyperfixated on the assigned meaning of the first time, the first conversation, the first impression, etc. The special meaning of this date is also influenced by other factors. Probably you have had many boring first dates before, make you even more desperate for the last first one, or all your friends are in relationship except for you, or you just moved and have nobody around. The failure negative thinking habit says you are wasting time, you are not being your best, you are not prepared enough. You have to make an extra effort to think about what to say, where to put your hands, which joke to tell, if you should offer to pay. No, you shouldn't, by the way. These physical reactions then therefore registered as nervousness and anxiety, and after the date, you still can't be sure if it was good or if you were good enough. The successful thinking habit focuses on familiar elements, on the experiences you have done and excelled. You have met people for the first time before. You have grabbed coffee before. You have gone for a walk before. You have introduced yourself to strangers before. And most importantly, you have felt your best in being yourself before. These physical reactions are now understood as excitement and novelty, a new opportunity to once again feel your best and be your best. You now have a solid foundation to judge the quality of the date. If your date brings out that comfortable, familiar feeling of being your best self, or just shuts it down and makes you want to go home. The body has reaction of its own. It's on us to assign meaning to it, and manifestation or positive thinking habit guides you towards positive outcome and recognize positive patterns. Now we are talking about how to actually manifest. It's not on the outcome. Of course, you can't just sit there thinking positively about the outcome, being attached to it while taking no action, hoping it will one day come true. I've been there and the outcome just overwhelmed me to either too scared to take the next step or too arrogant to face the critique that actually helps improve quality. Manifestation is about calling out the successful energy you have felt in the past or you can imagine in the future, and use that very energy to take action towards future events. People talk about making the bed in the morning to create success. Well, is one if you don't cognitively consider that a successful event. If you are on the habit of thinking negatively, your brain tends to dwell on mistakes as unfinished experiences just to keep it safe, while regarding everything we excel as normal and therefore not worth the attention. In this case, make the bed, brush the teeth, tie your shoe. Remember that moment, remember that feeling, and give it a cue in your everyday life. Like when you hear the alarm in the morning or before going to bed, you recall that successful moment and take that energy with you. When you are brushing your teeth or get ready in the morning, look yourself in the eyes and tell her, she's the winner. That's the reason behind the practice of the Grateful Journal. Actively remind you of what you have as a proof of success and abundance. Make the success feeling your compass to always heading towards the right direction. Take the next step and you will get to the goal much sooner than you think. Click that subscribe button and I see you on my next one.